In this video, we're going to be talking about feeders. This is one of the most important marketing things you can focus on, and one of the things that helped our business survive the 2008 recession. So what is a feeder? Feeder is anyone or any company that will feed you work more than once. So it could be, I'll go from the painter's perspective, a builder, a property management company, a realtor, a retirement community, condo association. So all those would be feeders. And if you focus on marketing and attracting feeders, you'll have more work than you'll know what to do with. Good example, someone I knew in the HVAC was working for an HVAC company, was kind of thinking about going out on his own, and was networking with plumbers who he's working with. The plumbers were independent, but the plumbers in HVAC, they don't step on each other's toes. And he told them, hey, I'm thinking about going out on my own. Would you have any work for me if I went out on my own? They all said, yeah, we think so. We think we can. So he transitions out of his job and lets them know a couple weeks before he's going out on his own. And he, I think, knew about 4 to 5 different plumbers. And it's been 2 years. He's full-time, making a lot more money than he used to, and has an employee. And I think he's thinking about hiring another employee. And he didn't have much previous business experience besides just doing his HVAC stuff. So he's actually has more work than he knows what to do with, and it's kind of his new problem, but it's a good problem to have. So what I like to do, the first step would be to see what feeder would help you. So from a painter's perspective, like I said, I would focus on builders, realtors, property management companies, condo associations. Just write a list of every type of feeder that could help you. And then what I find the best is if you go up to a feeder cold, like they have no previous experience dealing with you, that's a tough one to do. And we'll do cold calls later on in this video. But what you want is to have a feeder where you've been at least have a more warmer introduction, where a friend of a friend said, hey, I know a painter, it's Vassar Painting, his name's Josh, he's a great guy, you should talk to him. Or he might give you a call, I hope that's okay. Something like that, that is all you need. And what we found that works is go to your circle of influence and say, hey, this is Josh with Vassar Painting. I'm looking for, if you know anyone who's in property management, a realtor, or a general contractor, a retirement community, anything connected to that, I would love to be introduced to them. And would you just give me a list of anyone you know that I could contact, because I would love to. And you'll definitely get some names back. And what you really want to have them do, if they're really nice, and you could even say, hey, I would really appreciate if you would give me at least an email introduction or a phone call introduction. Most people will do this, especially if they're family or friends. They would be happy to do this for you. Unless you're not a cool person, then you want to find people that like you. That's the main thing. So if you get some type of introduction, a lot of times this is great with clients. So if you've had a normal residential client, and we've done this where we've worked for a client who just had a builder install a kitchen, and then I'll say, hey, who's this builder? I really like their work. And you actually will need to like the person's quality of work that you'd be working behind, because if you don't, you might not want to work for them. They might be terrible. If someone had a terrible experience, you probably don't want to work for that person. So what you want to do is, if you find someone you like, say, hey, there's a builder who did a kitchen, it was great. You talk to the client, say, after your job is done and they're happy, make sure your client's happy, say, hey, who's this builder? Do you know if he had any painters? And they'll say, I don't think so. I'm like, hey, could I have their contact information? And most of the time they have their contact information. And then if you're a little more bold, you can say, would you introduce me to him? Or if you have their email, could you just send a nice word of how good of our work would be? I would really appreciate that. A lot of people will do it, but if they don't, at least you have their contact info. So from there, what you want to do is you get their contact info. If you can get the warm lead, or just say, hey, Josh from Vassar Painting might be giving you a call or reaching out to you. As long as they know that, it's going to be a bit easier.